This was my family home. I was living there with my mom and my dad. My sister had just recently moved out. We moved here in 2001, so I was 1. And I'm 25, turning 25, so I spent my whole life in here. All of our important stuff was really in this room. You can see that the mold is it's all over the walls. It's even part of the floor, but you can see the water line. We spent a lot of Christmases at our piano because my grandmother taught me how to play. The living room's hard to see because it was our spot. My sister and I used to dance in this windowsill. My mom would say, if we have a tornado, if we have a hurricane, get in the tub and put your head down. And that sucker stayed. It just moved like an inch. It didn't move far. We realized that the water was up to about the front porch step, and it had never been that high before. So we decided to take safety measures to go across the street to the school. And we were in there for about 5 hours. We could watch from the second floor. We saw cars, we saw the bus float away. The National Guard came and got us out once the water had receded. We had to get into one of the tankers because the mud was just so thick. We shuttled to Hardee's and we found one of my dad's friends who saved his car. The roads were rough, power lines were down, the trees were down. Locals were quick to get in and cut ways for people to maneuver. If you didn't know that back way, or if you didn't risk going the back way, people were stuck here. My dad and I came back the day after and we prepared ourselves and we said, you know, it may be covered in mud, but we're gonna be able to get our stuff. And then we opened it and this is what we found. My mom actually stood in the hall and she just looked up and she just cried and thanked the Lord for our Thanksgivings and our Christmases and our memories that we have in here. She served us well, our little house. She was old, but she has character and she was ours. So we're thankful that we had the time that we did. We've been staying with my sister and my brother-in-law. We're getting ready to move into a little rental, and eventually we hope to be back in Old Fort in a few years. It's hard for them, my mom and my dad, realizing that you were gonna start over at 53 and 55. The night that we left and we finally got to the hotel room, she goes, I just wanna ask God, where are you at? And we were laying there trying to figure out what we were gonna do, where we were gonna start. And from that evening and that day forward, every single thing fell into place for us. And I can't even explain how He has been our rock through all of it. And He has literally picked us up and kept us going. We realized that the people's what make a home, and that was a hard lesson for us to learn, but we're moving forward from everything.